Hello, my name is Dr. George Mochocki, and I want to officially welcome you to Marketing 217 Advertising offered by Harper College. I will be your facilitator for the next 8 weeks. This is a condensed class, so when you're taking this class and you're looking how much work you have to do, remember this class normally would be in a 16-week course. This is 8-week course. It's condensed. You have to do the same amount of work as you would in a 16-week course. You get the same credit hours. You have to have the same exposure. I modified the class so it's very achievable, very attainable for an 8-week course. It's just that it's a little faster pace. So you have to be involved every day. Set a time aside. So when you come into this class, when you click on, you figure like every Monday or every Tuesday, every Wednesday, or whatever days that certain days that you allot at least an hour, just like you'd be going to a face-to-face class. It could be 2 in the morning, or you're working a night shift. That's where you're taking the class, or so you will come in and you always have that time. Don't wait to everything at the end to Saturday to do an online class. There's no way you would be able to be successful. No different than you would be in a business. You can't wait to do all your work on Saturday when customers are talking to you, they're communicating to you. You have different tasks. So what you have to do is a little at a time. That's what we call time management. Part of taking an online class, it improves your written communication. It also improves your what do you call it? Your visual communication. It improves your internet skills, for lack of better words. Okay, so you're gonna come in here. You're gonna find your course. Right, you're gonna come in here. This is our first week. You're gonna click on here and you say, "Oh, geez, what's gonna be expected of me?" I'm gonna click on here. You got the announcement. Make sure you look at this orientation video. It's 38 minutes. It's going to go through all the different aspects of this thing. I'm not going to go over it in here. I just want to introduce you to this week. This will tell you everything about the class, everything else. So what's going to happen is make sure you read the syllabus. Here's a book. Everything else you need is already in here. Play around in here. Look at the different things. Make sure you use my mind maps when you do all the homework assignments. So let's go right into the meat of this. When you come into my class, if you don't want to do anything else, I don't want to know all the buttons. This is the first online class. I've never taken an online class. All you have to do is go into the weekly assignments. Be aware of your weekly assignments and be aware of your grades. Always check your grade book. Your grade, the first column is going to tell you your running grade, not in points, but it'd be what do you call it? It'd be equivalent. So if I have so many points this week, we'll have, I think, let's say 25, maybe like 45 points here. So 45 points if you only do some of the tasks and you do half, or you do like 20% of it or 80% of it. So you'll get a B on the grade. Your overall grade will be here, and then you have your individual tasks that you have to do within the week. Okay, so always check your grade book. And if I make a mistake, call me, email me, Dr. George, I made a mistake. All right? So always check on that. Now, all your work that you're going to have to find, if you don't want to do anything else, you're going to click on your weekly assignments. Right here, you see all these other weeks. You see them, they're great. That means I did not make them available to you. How this course is going to work. The first week, I'll let this one flow over into maybe Monday or Monday midnight, I turn it off. Well, it's no different than when you come to work. This is your week's one work. So in week one, real quick overview. It's like welcome to the learning. We're going to do chapter 1, 2, and 3. Most of the chapters you're going to do every week. You're going to do about 3 chapters. Remember, it's an 8-week course, a 16-week course condensed into an 8-week course. You're going to do 3 chapters you got to read. You're going to do 3 quizzes, and like I explained before, and the way you read the chapter, you got the quizzes to make sure you understand the knowledge. You can read the chapter, do some of the forms, and then see if there's anything happening within the forms or any kind of discussions, and then do the quiz later. The quizzes are all due by what do you call it? Sunday midnight. The forms are all due by Saturday by noon. So I'm going to click on here. And what do we have? You're going to have the web classroom must view this before, and that basically is my orientation. It's my this is my orientation video. You have overview of the week. It's just the same thing you read in the front. I try to expose it. Some students like to print this out. You have your first form. You click on here. Make sure you do the form. And again, I already explained it through the orientation, how to do the forms, how to present the forms. And the forms were 20 points. You have 3 quizzes. You click on here, and what I created here is the links. You can find the quizzes underneath course documents, but you create the link. You click on them. You have, I think it's 35 these first 3 quizzes I let you have it for 45 minutes because some students are not used to taking quizzes online or and those who you are, it's more than enough time. Usually the quizzes are about 30 minutes, so you have more than enough time to do. You know, after you read the chapter, usually I would read the chapter. I do the quizzes to make sure I understand it. All I'm doing, you read the chapter, the quizzes, everything else is doing. I'm planting seeds for you to remember, for you to take it from short-term to long-term memory. Okay, so you do all your quizzes. You do this one. Once it starts, you have to complete the quizzes, and then later on, maybe in the middle week, you read chapter 2, and then do quiz 2. So don't try to do it all in one day. It's just too hard. You're not going to do well in the class. Just like any kind of virtual classroom, whether it's my classroom or you're going to, and this class is to prepare you going for when you go for 4-year university, or you're going for your master's, or you're doing some web training at your workstation, because a lot of companies utilizing similar program, McGraw-Hill, in person, they do a lot for not only for the academic, they also do a lot for the business sector in the training, task skills right at the computer work sections that you're working in, so you don't have to go in. Okay, so you finish that. Now I do all, so I could come back once I do the quiz. It's finished. You'll be posting in the grade book. Some of the quizzes are going to be multiple choice. These few here are true and false multiple choice to get you into it. Some of the other quizzes you're going to have some multiple choice, very short answers. Just so you know, students do better on the short answers than they do on the multiple choice. If I do it wrong, short answer, I see where you're coming from. I understand. I know that you understand the subject area, and in my feedback, I could do a little more explanation why this was this way, or this is what you should have looked at. So it's an integrated learning. I want you to learn, and those of you who have Learn Smart, because you bought Learn Smart with the package, I've also created a link here for a McGraw-Hill Connect link, even though I'm not assigning any homework in there, but since you have the passcode, you need the access for me to pair this class with your Connect, so the software McGraw-Hill has for learning and everything else, so you should be all right. So the link is there, so you don't get ripped off on the money that you spent if you do happen to buy the book that has everything all combined, or you use the smart book that McGraw-Hill has that also has Learn Smart. So this gives you the availability to use that feature. So I finish all this. I do it, not all at one time. I read, I do the chapter, do the lectures, look at my lectures, do the reading, and then basically take the quizzes, so I could do well on the quizzes. Okay, so I'm going to go back to week 1. That took care of my quizzes. You got the overview. You've got my short lectures. You'll have them here. The first few ones, I'm getting used to the short lectures here, utilizing YouTube. But most of my short lectures will be on Harper iTunes. And there's a whole thing. You click on it. It's going to open up. Make sure you have iTunes loaded on your desktop. If it's at the Mega Labs at Harper College. If all the Mega Labs don't have them, so you could just say which Mega Lab, which computer within the Mega Lab at the desk has iTunes, because I want to access Harper iTunes. The lady or the gentleman there will say these computers here, or if I like to be in that corner there, always could you put iTunes on there? They'll get it loaded within a day, because it's a program that Harper utilizes. So most of the lectures are there. There's lectures of other instructors that are teaching this class on there that may have a different way of presenting than I do, and the whole thing is I'm not. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you go to another instructor and as long as they're using the same book, because they're using the same terminology and the same test bank and same references point. So you're not confused, because there's other authors they can still be talking about advertising, but has a different twist, or utilizing their own terminology in that you won't be familiar with, or may not be asked in here. So when you're looking at other instructors that utilizing the same book in the same course, whether it's marketing, management, and accounting, it doesn't hurt me. The reason Harper offers that for you is that they want you to have a good learning experience. They want you to learn the subject matter. So when you leave Harper, or when you get your degree in marketing and advertising, or you get into management, I'm a double major, you will represent the college and say, hey, we'll hire more Harper students because he or she actually knows the material, they got the degrees, and they have the knowledge to back that degree and understand the concepts at that level, and well-rounded individuals. Okay, so you have that. And then also my mind maps. Now you can find my mind maps here. Now let's go into my. So here's the link for the iTunes. I'm not going to go through it. And now my mind maps. And also when you look at the course documents, if I click on here, You could go in here in the course documents, you click in here, and they'll basically take you to the PowerPoints through a link for the students' PowerPoints. You click on here, and I'll just go real quick. You got flashcards if you want to study, you got a glossary, you got chapter outlines, and you've got the quizzes, another way of taking them through here. Or and then you should have the course outlines. Well, I guess they don't have the PowerPoints. I'll have to load you some PowerPoints in here. I thought they had it available in here. Okay? My mistake. I apologize. I'll put the students' PowerPoints in there. But since they don't have the students' PowerPoint, that's even better. Then you could learn a different way of learning. You could utilize my concept maps. Here are my mind maps. When I look at my mind maps, I create mind maps and concept maps. They're basically PowerPoints, my PowerPoints that I utilize in my face-to-face class, a little more in depth, or the students' PowerPoints, but in the condensed versions. A lot easier for students to use instead of that. So let's go in Chapter 1. I'm going to look at mind maps for Chapter 1. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to open this up. And I set it up as a PDF file, and I set this up in two, for lack of better words, in 2 pages. Because when you print it out, you can print it on your computer, front and back, or 2 separate pages. And when you're reading the material, print my mind maps out, read the material, and then add on your own. I only have given you the first. See, whenever you have the plus here, let me make this a little bit larger here real quickly. Whenever you have my mind map, wherever you have the plus, that means there's more information. I didn't put it in there. So you have this, and here I got consumer. That means you can't do it, but consumer market. What does Dr. George mean by consumer market? I'm reading a book. I can put my notes in. It's a different way of taking notes. Instead of going linear this way, it's how the map, how your mind works. It takes information all over. It doesn't file everything this way. It's all over in your brain, and it comes into one focal point. So what I'm doing now is to the mind maps here. What I want you to do, print it out when you're reading it, consumer behavior. I write it by my hand. The more you listen to me, the more senses you could involve. Even if you're talking consumer market, you're talking to yourself is good, as long as you don't answer yourself. And then you write in here. So now you're listening to me, you're writing here, you're looking at it, and you're doing all this other activities. All the senses are, you have a higher probability of transferring that knowledge, retaining that knowledge from short term to long term. And that's how you learn. And then you put in your own information. So I have this to print out. This is a good study guide for the final exam. It's a good study guide when you're doing your quizzes. So you have all your information. I like this. And, it's a little different than the PowerPoint, but that's why you're going to college to look at a different way of taking information, learning information, and note-taking. I usually write all my notes in this kind of a format, and then I just transfer it into a software that works well for here. Okay, I just turn this off. Let me turn that off, and I'm click back here. Okay, so you have all of them, and then I'm going to go back to my weekly assignments, and that's it. If I really look at that, everything you want is right here. Look at the book. Look at this. Get your forms. Make sure when you go into weekly forums, the first thing you have to do is you go in here, you read the overview, look at the forms, your first forms, a quick introduction, tell me something about yourself. I'll have, after midweeks, it's a smaller class, usually on the 8-week courses, they're not the full classes, so it's a lot more I don't say the class is intense. Not intense, as because I'm taking 16 weeks into 8 weeks, but it's you'll make more friends this way. You'll develop a better communication. You'll be more involved in a smaller group. It'd be similar to groups that you'd have to work in advertising, at work, in business, and you'll be doing a lot of virtual meetings and communicating, and either through email. So look at the forum as a way of utilizing this to write professionally at a college level. Nothing derogatory, nothing offensive. You pretend you're writing to your customer or you're writing to another employee, and you're following all the rules and policies. You're not, so at least a paragraph within the forums. So you can say, "Hi, my name is George. I was born in Germany, but I'm not a German citizen." Well, how does that happen? Because during the war, my mom was there, and after the war, I was born in Germany, but to be a German citizen, you had, my mother and father were Polish. They were in work camps by the German when they overran Poland, for lack of better other things. So there were work prisoners for the German, but after the war ended up, they were there, and we migrated here to the U.S. But since I was not my father, my mother were not German, that does not make me a German citizen. It's just a point of entry. It's something unique about myself. So I am a naturalized citizen here, and it's something else. Grew up in Chicago. It's just something. And then I'll write here, I was born in Germany, but not a German citizen in the subject area. And somebody else will go, boy, that's something nice. Advertising caught my attention. Hey, I was born in India. But I'm not. But I'm not an Indian, or I was in India. I was born here, but I'm Indian, but I'm not. I was in China, but I was born in China, but I'm Indian. I'm not a Chinese. Whatever the rules are, I'm not sure. But so just get the conversation going. So you get to know each other. Once you know everybody and the conversation is going, I will come in and I'll throw into the forum and say, respond to these questions. Remember, this one's just to get you comfortable with the class, and then we'll start doing everything will be subject related in the forums going forward. My forums usually will have two forums. I'll have one that's in about the second, third week, I'll have like a water cooler forum, and you can ask any questions. You can say, hey, Dr. George, what's the exam going to be like? What about the paper, or whatever? And that's only worth 5 points, and then you'll have your major forum, which will ask you to either do a homework assignment and then talk about it within the forum. And so I will ask, the first one is just an introduction, and part of the things you have to respond to my post by Tuesday midnight to get the forum going. You could do it earlier, some already have. And then what I will do is I will add on to it, but what I want you to do is for you to talk to other students. After the Tuesday post, that's the first post, you're required to do, I think it's 9 other posts to 9 other posts. It could be to 3 other students, 2 other students, or hopefully not 1 other student. You want to do a communication, because one student's not going to get the different polls. What you want to do is improve on your writing skills. So remember, it has to be at least 1 paragraph for responding to my questions. You guys have a real quickly, hi, how you doing? I think that's a great idea, but you're not going to get any points for that. It's just because you say there's my numbers. I'm looking at least 9 replies to other students to give them information, to help them, to agree, to disagree, to direct them, or say, it's like in a team, we all don't agree, but how do we resolve? How do I get different ideas? Is by talking to other individuals. Everyone has different ways of looking at it. Do not be disrespectful. If I find you disrespecting the forum, I monitor the forums. I may not respond to every post, but I'll yank it out, turn you off, and you lose those forum posts. If I start seeing you being disrespectful within the forums, I'll basically lock you out of the class, and you'll have an assignment with. I don't have to say that. I just want to be upfront with everyone. This first week, I had last semester, I had a couple of students were fighting within the forums. And, it's a forum. It's an education class. You're here to be exposed to different points of views and to try to, advertise it, to persuade them into your point of view without upsetting them, but by showing the facts. But you're not going to convince everyone, and everyone's not going to buy my product, just like I'm not going to buy somebody else's product. I'm happy with a brand. I'm happy with this. I don't like to change. I don't care what you do. The ads are nice. I may look at it, but the same thing here. But you have to be professional. I want to see everyone's first name always. Hi George. Hi Jack. Hi Sally. Hi Jill. All right, put that in there. And 2 paragraphs, anything longer than 2 paragraphs, just put another comment in the subject area and say this is a continuation from the first post I did. Or if it's that long, you could put an attachment, or if you have a link, if you found the link someplace else, share the link with the class, and I'll open up a box in here that'll say students links, and I'll put the link in here. If you find a nice link that's related to the subject area, you'll do fine. Okay, so do the forums and make sure you first post by Tuesday midnight to my post, and then 9 or more. You can do more. Some people, they go back and forth in the forum just like in Facebook, and it doesn't. I don't want to see all the replies on one day. That's a download. What I want to see is Tuesday reply to me, maybe one or two posts there, and then you come in on maybe Wednesday one or two. And it could be any time in the night or day, or then on Thursday, and then maybe one on Friday. You're already in there. Do a couple of posts. Read something else, just like you would be at work. I'm looking. You don't have to read. You're required to look at all the other posts. You don't have to respond to them. Just like at work, you get or your Twitter, you get all your posts. You don't you read them, you glance through them. You don't respond to all of them. Oh, this one's a good one. I want to talk to. Be selective. I'm looking at least 9 to 10 other replies to other students. Will have more than enough, and that's how you'll get your 25 points. If you don't do by Tuesday by 5, by midnight, you lose 5 points right off the bat. So now down to 25 points. And to get the first post and then respond to others, and then by Saturday noon should be your last post, or you're just reading to see if you have to respond. I will be involved within the forum. I don't respond to all of you. The whole thing's a forum for you to start communicating with each other, to develop that virtual business, professional, college level interaction. All right? So again, welcome to this class. You'll enjoy this class. You will learn a lot in this class. You'll make a lot of virtual friends. You'll create networks here that you can, when you take other classes, and some of them you'll find in this class, you have other students that you already had in other online classes or other face-to-face class. And this is a whole new way of learning. I do the videos. I try to be interactive as much as I can. I have some assessments. There's different links that I'll have you go. I enjoy the web, or what you call e-learning, for lack of better words. They've got different ways that mean the same thing, but you'll enjoy it also. If this is your first online class, trust me, I've got this class organized fairly well, and these weekly videos are just going to be 5-10 minutes. I went a little bit longer because this is the first week. But just to say, hey, you're doing good. Make sure you do the form. Someone doing the quizzes. Keep this up. Or here's a question I had. Or here's what happens. And then that's it. And we go on. And then you'll have the lectures and everything else on there. And remember, the lectures, you could fast forward me, stop me, turn off the volume if you're just looking at the concept maps. But I try to be as interactive as I can. Again, welcome to Mkt217, offered by Harper College. My name is Dr. George Mochocki. In the post, you always see me as Dr. George. It's a lot easier. And so I'll see you in the forum. And again, welcome to this course. And thank you for taking this class online, offered by Harper College, using Blackboard course management system. Bye.